All right, before you change that channel, I'm at Hopewell Arch in Red River Gorge. I got a real high dynamic range situation. I'm gonna see if I can pull an image out of this. I don't know, but stick around and find out. High dynamic range situations can be a beast. Today's no exception. I waited until the light was kind of over behind me, but still too much light here for Hopewell Arch. A couple of problems with Hopewell Arch and Red River Gorge is one, getting here. And I could come up early in the morning, and I think I might be able to capture a better image. But I took several bracketed shots here, and I'm gonna see what I can do with Lamenzia in post-processing in Photoshop and see if I can really dial this in. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. The one advantage that I have is that the wind is absolutely still, so none of the leaves are moving. Now, they're moving ever so slightly. Of course, I don't think you can help that, but I'll be curious to see if I can pull this one off and actually come away with a really good image, one that I can zoom into 100% and everything looks sharp. So I shot it at 14 mils. I backed all the way up behind me to get the arch in the shot with both light holes here, if you will. Just for the composition, that's kind of the way I wanted to get it. So I needed every bit of 14 mils to do it. But I think the dynamic range is a bit much, but we'll see when I get this back in post-processing how it comes out. I will say this about this place, it is absolutely magnificent. And I don't think I'm done with this arch. I really came up here to capture a test image and just kind of see what kind of composition I can line up and where the light's gonna be in the future. And I think this is really gonna be a morning shot. I think with the right sky, kind of a cloudy morning, but you know, I've got this vision of this red lit, you know, maybe 60–70% cloud coverage, but this red lit background in the forest. And I think it'll provide me enough light in the cavern here in the arch to really make the image pop. I'm sure I can blend something together that'll look decent right now, but I think with the right sky in the morning, I think I can make it happen. The only problem is getting out here in the morning, and there's really, it's kind of not the most difficult hike. I mean, all in all, I think it's about maybe a mile at best. But I think the trouble is, you know, if I came up and camped out, I'd have to camp out down below, so I still got to make the trek uphill, which is kind of the tricky part in low light. So this may be my only shot to capture this. Although I do think I could get up here earlier in the morning and possibly come up with something better that I'm going to be able to pull out of here right now. So the sky is just behind the arch right now. So, but the forest is still pretty bright. You know, one thing about capturing test images is it seems like a wasted trip. So you make a trip all the way up just to take an image in lighting conditions that are not what you really want. But I think sometimes you have to do that. I mean, it's hard to come to a scene like this and just try to plan, okay, is it better morning, sunrise? I mean, you can get an idea, but there's nothing better than being here and seeing how the light's gonna fall. And it's gonna be some time before I can get back up here, but I think the composition, which is really what I wanna find out from this trip, is the composition gonna be worth it? And if the comp is worth it, then I'm coming back under the right conditions to make it happen. Who knows if I can pull this off or not, but anyway, I guess you'll be the first to know right after me. So we'll see, but that's it. Hey, if you like the video though, make sure you hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. And if you do subscribe, hit that bell icon so you're notified of any future videos that I post. And drop me a comment, let me know what you thought. Maybe I'm crazy for trying to capture this in this with all this dynamic range, so who knows. But anyway, if I don't see you down the road, maybe I'll see you on the trail.
Well, I like the composition, but was I able to pull a quality image out of this high dynamic range situation? Well, the answer is yes, but I think this could be improved under better lighting conditions. In addition to the challenges associated with capturing this image in the field, the battle continued in post-processing. Between the best 2 photos I captured, I had 9 stops of dynamic range to contend with. I usually achieve the best results by double processing a single image, which means I copy the image and process one for the highlights and the other for the shadows, then merge them in Photoshop using a luminosity mask. However, the dynamic range was too high to capture the desired details. Sometimes an HDR merge in Lightroom is all you need, but I ended up having to use Photoshop to merge 4 images. Photoshop did an amazing job, but despite my best post-processing efforts, I think the image has an overall HDR look, which I don't like. Also, there are some heavy chromatic aberrations near the top eye, and although the details in the trees look great at 100%, at 200, ghosting in the leaves is certainly apparent. Indeed, I have to remind myself that this was simply a scouting trip. One could argue that I would have been better off to just leave my camera at home, because I do intend to return. I intend to return to Hopewell Arch and capture this image under the best lighting conditions possible.